small room. Before what happened to Councilman Reeves, we just want to inform you that he had to be taken, his wife came to pick him up, and he'll be followed with the doctor. But before we exit, Mr. Edie made the statement that the Middle Georgia Electrical Company had completed their job and was expecting pay for the sewage situation that they had completed. But before we close that out, I have Mr. Elijah Simmons. Would you please come forward and tell what has happened just today since this job has been completed and this money thus far has been paid?
Citizen Gordon. I live at 203 Great Highway, and I've been having a sewage problem since I've been here. I moved here 4 years ago, and I'm constantly going through a backup type of situation. City of Gordon has been nice about coming and stopping it, but that's not solving the problem. And not only at that property, we have a problem over at 139 Bernie Road, which we sign on. It's my sister's property, but I'm in charge of it. But we sign on with the city to have the system hooked up. Well, she used to have a septic, but it was charging her for city sewage, which was reimbursed back to her, but still it's going on. So they tied that system up to the city, and they promised they would come out, dig up the septic tank, fill it up, whatever needs to be done. None of that been done. They run the pipe down through it, hooked it up, but nothing was done to that septic tank. Any equipment or whatever come down through there, or I don't know the condition of the septic tank, but if any child or another human being come down through there and that system is not strong enough to hold a person, you could fall in there and cause bodily injury. And the thing I'm looking at, everything's supposed to be done, but don't do it partially. I'm looking at the city of Gordon as getting everything done real quick and not properly doing things the way it's supposed to be done. I did plumbing for 31 years, so I am a plumber. I'm not an engineer, but I'm a plumber. So I know what is required and what has to be done to solve the problem, and it hasn't been done.
May I ask a question, Mr. Simmons?
Sure.
Who did you refer this problem to? Was it the City Hall, Melvin Lawrence, our public works guy, or did the engineer who was over that project come look at it, Mr. Tim Ingram?
No, I went right to City Hall. The person that I reported it to, Heather, wrote up the complaint for me. And even before then, I forgot who the inspector was at the time. George Wynn?
He was here before Melvin.
Okay, well, I have reported that particular incident to him 4 years ago concerning that type of system that was happening with it. So it's been going on for quite some time.
On yours on the Great Highway and not the one on Bernie
The one on
Road?
Bernie Road been going on that long. Mine's been 3 years, back and forth.
But this is complete.
No, it's not, mine's not complete, neither is hers. But the septic tank is still in the ground, and it was put on paper, which I signed myself, that they gave the city of Gordon gave me a certain time to sign this agreement that if we sign this agreement, everything would be done at no expense to us. They would tie us in from a septic tank to the city sewer system, and that septic tank would be pumped out and filled. That septic tank has not been touched as of yet.
I'll find out tomorrow, Mr. Tim Ingram, what went on. It sounded like you gave me some information there that might have kicked in. There was a time frame that you were supposed to have done something, Do you think maybe that time frame run out before they got it done and the contract was signed?
No, it wasn't. The contract that they gave us to sign was for the system being tied in. That was signed before time. It was signed maybe about 3 weeks or so before the period of time.
Right.
They came months after to do the repair, but they never did anything to the septic. And it was put in that contract that I signed that they would, if I had it signed by that particular time, that they would fill in that septic, pump it, it stated, pump it out, and either fill it in or whatever they do for it. Nothing ever been done, but they did tie that system in.
Right.
But my system over there, which is behind Dr. Donna's property, few of the tenants over there are still having problem with the sewer system. So I don't know what's going on with it, but I know it's not something that's normal if somebody do something correct.
I'll be glad to check on it.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
I have a question. Ms. Bryan, have you had any other complaints with anybody else coming in saying anything about it?
Normally, Heather takes the work order, so she did better when asked.
Oh, okay.
I would like to add to that, prior to my going out, there were problems with the sewer system back up. We had several complaints of people saying sewage, just as you were saying, they've been paid, but sewage backing up. I know at Westbrook Road, they've had problems with sewage, and I'm not mistaken, right over on Shinholster Street. This year, since I've been mayor, I had no idea, but they had all of this into place prior to my coming in. And now to say that they've signed off on this money, and we're yet having sewage backup problems, I know personally, and would you like to elaborate what's happening up on the property?
Well, Westwood Road, previous Summer Department, it's just, it's been a more problem. They come out, they respond, but some, here recently, though, I gotta say, George did a great job, of course, responding to when it rained over. But I think last time it took about a couple of weeks, you know, for them to come out with enough stop it, they had to cut some more trees down or whatever. But the main thing is that the sewer run over and go over into our garden. And they say that they're gonna come back and dig it up, properly dig it up and make everything good again, but that never happened. So,
And that's an EPD situation as well.
but I just reported it, that's all. I think, Mr. Freeman, you know, down here, the call, Mr. Freeman, I reported that, I said, that, you know, I'm not trying to start anything, that's what I was telling y'all about. This don't need to happen. Been sitting out there for over a week. So,
What is that resident?
it's right behind Paper Something, the apartment. We own property behind there, but I live back there. 151, 145, 143.
I see it. No, yes, sir. Come forward, please.
I'm with Middle Georgia that. Me, it seems like there's confusion for the two issues. One is electrical work that we done for the generator, and that was all, it was nothing to do with sewage or anything. It was just a backup electrical generator to run the system. It has nothing to do with any infrastructure for sewer lines, septic tanks, anything else. So I just want to make sure everybody's clear that two separate issues here. And the one I'm dealing with has nothing to do with sewer pump, the sewer piping, the sewer tanks, the lift station, anything. It's just putting generators, or when the power goes out, you've got a backup system. That's all I do. And that's what the contract is for. I just want to make sure y'all are not confused.
Now, I'm glad you said that, because I remember back during you, when it was you and my wife that had the lawsuit that was,
I never had a lawsuit.
no, with the $16,000 payment, was that you that was supposed to brought the check back, and we never received that $16,000 check to go ahead and pay you that $52,000, so that was that night of the last council meeting, I think it was. So we'll get with that, we'll.
I give a check back to Steve,
Oh.
give it back to y'all.
Did you?
I think we did everything.
Okay.
I've only, the deal with the contract is, once I submit payment, the city has 10 days to issue payment. If not, then I do have legal rights. We're going on 40 days, so I understand y'all's issue, and I've just been trying to be patient, but I would like to get paid. I have contractors to pay, bills to pay, so I've either got to get a check or I got to take up that. I don't want to do that. So I'd like to settle that tomorrow between me and you if you could.
Well, this is me and council. I can't do anything without approving, with the council's approval. So, council, you've heard his statement. So I'm not going to do anything without council being involved. Bottom line.
With that said, I'd like to make a motion that we pay Mr. Robert, Mrs. Georgie Leggett, $40,215.56. His check has already been made out for 3 weeks now. You and Mr. Smallwood can sign it. Ms. Toast said she'd rather not, but you and Mr. Smallwood could, you know. So I'd like to make a motion that we pay this bill so we can take care of it.
I second that motion.
Discussion before council approves.
You said that you only did the generator, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's what these problems that we're having, you were saying that the
Has
city staff
nothing to do
has
with-
nothing to do with the,
No, ma'am, it's just,
generator.
all I've done is electrical issue, no plumbing, no septic tank, no septic tank line, using it strictly. And I mean, as a contractor, we look at this what the sign, so it's strictly electrical.
So you fulfill what you were
Yes,
supposed to do on the contract?
I'm 100%
According
done.
to, according to the contract, you fulfill your job.
Yes, ma'am.
So that don't have anything to do with this.
Any other questions, discussion? Go ahead.
I want to just go back to what Mr. Simmons was saying about 203 Gray Highway. I lived in that house for years, and he bought it from me. And it had septic problems, but it was due to the tree in the front of the yard with roots growing into the line. It had nothing to do with the city. It had septic problems long before that, and it due to roots.
You do have a motion on the floor.
Yes. So we have a motion on the floor. So, all in favor? I need a-
Roll call, vote, please.
Starting with you.
I vote yes.
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 They all voted yes.
All right, okay. So, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now enter into executive session. So, we ask,
Madam Mayor,
You got
go ahead.
I'm on behalf of questions for the Open Meetings Act. I'd like to know why you're going into executive session.
Okay, well, before we go in, we have Attorney Tom Richardson here with us, and that is a personnel matter.
A personnel matter. It's not on the agenda to have an executive session. Are you going to amend the agenda to allow that?
Yeah. It was left off,
Well, it's not on the agenda, ma'am. And to have an executive session, it has to be on the
let me
agenda.
go ahead and ask for a motion to amend this and add it to the agenda.
Thank you.
And it is to discuss pending litigation. Okay?
Thank you.
Certainly.
I offer motion that we go into executive section with Mr. Tom Richardson for the EOC. Mr. Brown.
Motion has been made and second. All in favor?
Everybody has to about one vote for this.
Aye.
I vote yes, go into executive session for attorney.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously.